Welcome back to the Juice Alert. I'm joined once again by a dear good friend of mine who I've known since kindergarten. Joe, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, man.
You go to the University of Cincinnati. So I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about going there. I go to the University of Toledo, a college in northern Ohio. That's the college that was best for me. I like it there. So I wanted to ask you this question. What do you like most about Cincinnati? Why did you choose to go to Cincinnati? What are some of your hardest classes? And maybe give people a gem or two about Cincinnati that they maybe should know if they're considering going there.
Okay. So first of all, I love Cincinnati. I love UC. I love being a Bearcat. I guess, where should I start out? I guess I'll say it took some time for me to get used to Cincinnati, as do most colleges that are at least an hour away from home. But I really do love it here in Cincinnati. It's really my home now. And I love just the urban atmosphere, and I love the sports scene we have. Cincinnati, UC's campus is just a few blocks north of downtown Cincinnati, so it's a quick drive downtown. There is plenty of stuff to do, and the sports scene is great. Javon and I will get into the football team later. Basketball team is also really good. So we have a lot of good teams down there, and we have a lot of nice facilities. And overall, campus, I'd say, is very nice. I love being on campus. So I think, honestly, some people don't know how big UC is. So I'll put this into perspective. I have some numbers here. Ohio State, which is one of the biggest schools in even the nation. Ohio State has 46,000 undergraduate students. Okay, so not total students, just undergraduates. Ohio State has 46,000. Cincinnati has 35,000. And that's undergrads. So my freshman class had 8,000 kids in it. So while UC isn't, UC is not Ohio State big, but we are fairly big. I mean, I think we're easily the second biggest school in Ohio. So there is a lot of people down there. You will meet a lot of people. And I was a guy who was looking for a bigger college. The smaller schools didn't really appeal to me. I like big. I'm a very social guy, so it really worked out well for me. And you meet people all the time there at Cincinnati. So you want me to go into my program?
Before we do that, talk about maybe what's your hardest class that you take there.
So, that's a really good question. I would say my hardest class, I took a few classes. I took a economics and sports class, a diversity in sport, a intro to sport management, and then I took some gen eds, like psychology, stats 1 and 2, English composition. Honestly, I think the hardest class for me was probably stats. I like math, but I'm not great at math. Stats was pretty hard. Those stats 1 and 2. I mean, I got through it. I finished with a good grade at both stats 1 and 2, but it really took me a while to kind of get some of the stuff. It's a very interesting perspective on the math world and everything when you look at stats. So I'd probably say that was my hardest class that I had to take this past year.
Got it. Now, you, of course, are in the sports administration program, correct?
Correct.
Gotcha. So talk about that program and kind of what captivated you towards, getting into a program like that. Obviously, you are a guy that aspires to one day potentially be, hopefully, an NFL general manager. That's kind of the thing that you're kind of, hoping and banking that you can, get at. I actually heard you guys visited the NFL Scouting Combine. That probably was a very jaw-dropping experience. Talk about visiting the Scouting Combine and just the overall program you're in.
Okay, so yes, I'm in the sports administration program. A lot of colleges will call it sports management. It's the same thing, management, administration, same major, just varies on the college on how they say it. So that is honestly what really drew me to UC. The program there is extremely successful. They have amazing professors. I love all the professors I have in the program. They've been in the sports field for 20 plus years. All the faculty and all the professors have a great relationship with the professional sports teams around the area, which really appealed to me. That's what appealed to me the most, is the connections. And that's what you need when you want to go into the sports world. You need people to know, and you need people to know you. And you get connections through other connections. So let's see here. I'll start with this. An awesome opportunity I got through my major is my internship with the football team at Cincinnati. So I work as a recruiting assistant for the football team. So basically I help with all things football recruiting related. During the week, I'll sit in the recruiting office and do anything our director of recruiting and scouting, who's my boss, needs me to do. I input a lot of data into our databases like height, weight, notes from the coaches who watch their film. I'll make magnets of our top targets and put them on the whiteboards. On game days, we have a lot of high school guys visit, sometimes up to like 85 guys a game. That was the most we ever had this season. We tailgate with them, bring them into a basketball arena for a presentation about UC life, and then we take them onto the field to watch warm-ups. So it's really cool, and this was all brought to me through my major. So I get to be on the field while the team is warming up. It's really awesome. I mean, I get to be like 5 feet away from the O-linemen and the linebackers that warm up by us. I'm literally standing right next to them with their full pads on and everything. So I love being a Bearcat, and I think they're really going to help me get to where I want to be, like you said, which way down the road would hopefully be a general manager. But starting off, I really just want to start in a scouting department for an NFL team, specifically be like an area scout, hopefully after I get an internship there. And then down the road, be like a college scouting coordinator or a director of personnel or stuff like that, and then eventually being a GM. So I guess I'll talk about now the things you can do in sports administration. If anyone's considering the major, you can do so many things with it. I mean, the sport industry is just billions and billions and billions of dollars in it. I mean, sports is huge in our society. And this might surprise you. A lot of people in my major do not want to do anything related to what I want to do. A lot of people in my major are leaning more towards like marketing and ticket sales and consumer relationships and stuff like that. We have a few guys that I know who want to be coaches. There's really a really wide variety of things you can do with the major. Basically anything you can think of in sports falls under the sports administration category. So now I'll go into my combine experience. So yes, I did get to go to the combine, but it wasn't, okay, I wasn't like sitting in Lucas Oil Stadium watching Henry Ruggs run the 40. Okay. I got to go to the combine conference, which was an amazing experience. It was the Sports Management Worldwide Conference. We had a bunch of great speakers that got to speak to us. So the head speaker was Adam Schefter from ESPN. I mean, everyone who knows who Adam Schefter is, and I actually got to get a picture with him, which was awesome. Other guys who spoke to us was guys from Pro Football Focus were there. The 49ers president was there. Former Buccaneers GM Mark Dominic was there. A 49ers pro scout was there. Multiple NFL agents were there to talk to us. Ticket marketing guys were there to talk to us. It was just an overall really cool experience. It was an incredibly long day. We were there for hours. But as a bonus, at the end, we had like an hour and a half to kill while we were waiting on our bus to pick us up. So me and a few buddies of mine, we were walking around the hotel, and we stumbled into the convention center, which is connected to the hotel. And we started, there was a bunch of people down the hall, down this really long hallway. So we started walking down there, and we realized that something happened with the combine. And mind you, we are all in our, you had to dress up for this. So we're all in our suits and stuff, and we have name tags, or not name tags. We have like lanyards with official stuff on it, and we walk in, and they're holding the bench press in there, and we get to go sit up there and watch all the linebackers do their bench press. Actually, we saw a bunch of scouts and coaches from the NFL teams, and they didn't say anything when we walked in because we looked really official. So we got to watch guys like Patrick Queen do their bench press, and all these guys were just sitting, like 10 feet from us, and it was just really awesome to see. And then while we were leaving, the D-line group actually walked in, so we got to see all the D-line guys, like, Javon Kinlaw, other guys like that, walk right by him, and these guys were just huge. So it was a really awesome experience. I'm really happy with my major. I picked the right school for me. Cincinnati is really great. The program is successful, and I think it's just really going to help me in life. And I also just, love the social life at Cincinnati, the just all-around sports scene. It's a great time.
Got it. That's some very interesting insight right there. That probably was very fun going to the combine, seeing guys like Kinlaw, Queen. That probably was a jaw-dropping experience, no doubt. So good for you, man. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.